Welcome to this week's episode of the Last Night's Game podcast. We are diving into red carpet fashion and our athletes who take over the red carpet here on our Wednesday Wisdom edition of the podcast. And here to join me in talking all things like an entertainment reporter, Scott. Scott, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me on. As you know, fashion is one of my passions. And with, the Grammys coming up on the break in between conference finals and Super Bowl, we were inspired to talk about maybe some athletes on the red carpet, fashion, all the things that I'm very, very passionate about, as are you, I believe.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. For those of you who've never listened to the podcast before, Scott and I are siblings, and I've always known you to be definitely the fashionable one of the two, especially when we're knee-deep in award season. It's also, we're in between different fashion weeks. We just had Paris Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week is coming up. And I figured you just seemed like the logical choice for this. And for those of you watching on YouTube, we decided to dress up for this occasion. Well, the plan was to dress up. And it's kind of hard to do when you're only in a little square because, dresses but you seem to land it here with this Post Malone red carpet look, maybe minus the sweaty Last Night's Game ball cap. Can you give us a little spin of your shirt here?
Yeah, fashion is in the eye of the beholder. And this is what I've gone with this evening, as you can tell. It's a nice little fringe number.
Wait, check out the back. The back, though, killed me.
It's got fringe as well.
The fringe in the back looks like back hair.
It may be back hair. Yak back hair. And I feel like this is either something Post Malone has worn or will wear. And I hope I inspire someone
to dress accordingly. Well,
yes.
We were talking, I felt like it was a huge tragedy that if you've listened to this podcast for a while, you know that Scott has a plethora of random costumes in his house. So we've seen the sloth, the serial killer sloth. We've seen the taco you wore for last Halloween. I'm shocked that you don't have a tuxedo t-shirt.
I know you texted me before the podcast to see if I had one. I was very sad to realize I did not, because sometimes you want to be fancy, but you also want to party.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the epitome of everything, a tuxedo t-shirt. Maybe a sleeveless one.
Well, it's in my Amazon cart for you right now. Do
they make tuxedo tank tops?
That I'm sure they do. If not, you could make your own and cut the sleeves off.
There we go. Okay.
I mean, we want me to order you one in color. There's multiple color options, by the way, too.
I think I could go black tie.
I mean, you got to be. There's a white tie version, so maybe you could be super fancy.
Just have to wear it before Labor Day, right?
No, it's white tie. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. That's
extra fancy.
Okay.
Little dinner jacket action.
And how about yourself? You're wearing a nice velvet. Is that
wearing
velvet?
a nice velvet because, what is the movie? What is that, velvet? Because here we are. It's winter-ish and I'm cold. And I'm also not in heels or anything like that. I'm wearing my Ugg slippers. So that's the beauty of podcasting. You can't see my toes. So therefore they're worn.
Pants.
No pants. This is a dress. So in theory, yes, there are no pants with it. But and my Ugg slippers. Everyone dreams of going to a black tie event with slippers on.
Sounds comfy.
Mm-hmm. So let's dive in. We were talking about the Grammys. The Grammys are sneaking up around the corner on February 2nd. It's a Sunday. Mm-hmm. So it's the Sunday before the Super Bowl. Trevor Noah is hosting. Who do you think we might see athlete-wise on the red carpet?
Can we start with who we probably will not see?
Okay, let's start with who we will not see.
Anyone playing in the Super Bowl.
That's true. Valid point. That is also Pro Bowl weekend, right?
Yeah, so there won't be many football players there. Based on proximity to a lot of other pro sports teams, maybe some basketball players. There's a lot of fashionable basketball players, as we know.
This is true. We have some basketball players like Shaq, who is a DJ, if you don't know.
Diesel.
DJ Diesel. We also have, I just learned this, that Usain Bolt is sort of like he's a big DJ figure in reggae.
He's not busy probably, so maybe he can show
Maybe
up.
He's available. I mean, I know we've talked about him before in our athletes and their maintaining their health, and he sleeps a lot. So
he does sleep a lot.
In theory, he could nap before the Grammys. Time zone change for him, but get a good nap in, he'd make it.
Manny Pacquiao, I don't know if he's in the country or not.
For the people who don't know who Manny Pacquiao is, can you talk about Manny Pacquiao?
I mean, he made his name as one of the world's best boxers for a long time. Multiple belts, fought Floyd Mayweather, one of the biggest fights of all time. prior to Netflix coming around. And then he got to pursue his real passions after that. He became a senator in the Philippines, and he's also a beautiful singer, the songbird of his generation, a lot of people have said. And he does a lot of karaoke. I think he released an album as well.
He actually hit the Billboard charts in adult contemporary in 2011. He has 2 certified platinum albums in his home country of the Philippines. So take
there we
that.
go. I mean, yeah, hopefully he can show up and maybe sing an outro into a commercial or something for us.
I mean, this question doesn't quite fit in here, but I'm going to ask it anyways. I feel like Pacquiao is petite. Am I wrong?
He's very small.
Okay.
In stature, not in personality or voice.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe 5'5", 5'4",
Okay.
give or take.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But wouldn't like Floyd Mayweather be bigger than him by quite a bit?
Barely.
Oh,
Not
really? Maybe he's just larger than life.
He just looks larger than life, yeah.
Okay. Boxers aren't really known for their size unless you're Tyson.
Yeah, I mean, they fought at like 120, 130, 140. So if that gives you perspective.
Got it. So it's great.
So that's, yeah.
Manny weighs less than me. It's fine. Great.
Big vocal cords, not big in stature.
Got it. I mean, of course, we'll see fixtures. Hopefully, we'll see Beyonce. One couple we talked about, and we've done our research. Swifties, we've hit all of your blogs checking this out.
Okay.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. So, in theory, but he's never walked a red carpet with Taylor Swift. And we even did a little more research, and Taylor Swift has never walked the red carpet with a boyfriend. So if and when they choose to make an appearance somewhere in the next, I don't know, couple of years, this would be like mind-blowing, earth-shattering. They'll probably get married before they walk a red carpet together, is my theory.
Yeah, the world may just implode at that point. And in the past, Travis has mostly been focused on football during a lot of these awards. So that's why they have not yet. Usually preparing for Super Bowls.
It happens.
Because they always happen to be in them, it seems like. And I'm guessing she was on tour for like the past 2 or 3 years, so I don't even know if she attended any of these. Do you?
She attended a couple, yes.
With the Eras tour being so long.
She attended a few. I'm going to blank on all of what they were. But yeah, she had a cute black and white dress on one of them. Yes, she's been at stuff.
Okay.
And a green shimmery one. I don't know what that award show it is, but I can picture them in my head right now. So no, she's been there. She just isn't always there. So not as many opportunities as nominated.
We're predicting something this year.
Never know.
Perhaps.
Those two, you would never know what might just happen. So full of surprises, little Easter eggs.
Weird fashion statements from him, most likely.
This is true. Now we just need Haley Steinfeld to be nominated for an Oscar or an Emmy. We can get Josh Allen at one of those, quarterback for the Bills, and get him at one of those. You know, we might as well take these celebrity. The NFL would love this, first of all.
Absolutely.
And get them going.
I don't know if Josh is a big red carpet guy.
No.
But eventually he might have to be.
Yeah, well, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, probably win a Super Bowl first, then he'll go into the superstar life.
I mean, I am married an outdoorsy person, and I'm outdoorsy in the fact that I like to go hiking and I like to drink wine on a patio. That's about where you don't have to, sometimes you just have to do things that are maybe outside your comfort zone. Marriage is fun.
You can bring outdoorsy to the red carpet, maybe a nice camo tuxedo or something.
I could. I mean, that shirt is unavailable in my size, so I'm going to have to go get creative.
This one?
Yes.
I can find
we could belt it and we could make it like a dress because you're way taller than me.
This could be a lovely dress.
I'm thinking this is an option. Tell Jenny I want to fight her for it.
A nice bolo tie.
Belt.
I've lost my bolo tie collection at the moment, but stay tuned for it. Maybe next episode.
I feel like Kesha may wear that on the Grammy red carpet.
If she's still a red carpet person.
Mm-hmm. She's still around.
Okay. So
there's that. Okay, so we're moving on Grammys. I'm going to kind of just like let us flow here because we have the Oscars coming up, the Met Gala. The Met Gala, I will say, is one of my favorites because I think this is such a great mix of people. And we've seen, Tom Brady's been there. Naomi Osaka, the tennis player, was a chair in 2021. Roger Federer is a chair in 2023. He's a tennis player since retired. This year, we have 2025 co-chairs are Pharrell Williams, Coleman Domingo, A$AP Rocky, Anna Wintour. And then LeBron James is apparently an honorary co-chair.
And I believe Lewis Hamilton as well.
Lewis Hamilton, I think, was a couple of years ago.
I think he's coming up as well. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he's a chair this year. Okay.
And he's likely the most fashionable athlete that we haven't mentioned yet on red
1000%.
carpets. Yeah. He's pushed boundaries for sure.
He was in a Louis Vuitton ad.
Mhm. He's walked the red, like, fashion weeks and stuff, hasn't he?
Oh, that's a really good question that I don't know the answer if he's walked in a fashion show, but we know he's definitely appeared in things. For those of us who don't know who Lewis Hamilton, the F1 driver, is, can you talk a little bit about Lewis Hamilton?
I mean, there may be people that only know him from fashion, if we're being honest.
That's possibly
Nowadays,
true.
he's really one of the first athletes to embrace fashion completely and step outside the box, especially for an F1 culture that's very proper and, traditional. He's really stepped outside the box. He's the most dominant driver of all time with 7 world championships. A crazy run with Mercedes for a long time, and he's making the switch to Ferrari this year. So it's a whole new venture for him, a whole new lifestyle change for him.
Absolutely. Well, and I looked up confirming, like, he is a 2025 co-chair. Sorry, that was
Okay.
your great
No,
notes. I just figured he'd done
okay.
it before, to be quite honest.
He might have. We don't know.
The funny part is, if you've ever watched a race, there's a lady on the Mercedes team, I don't know, I'll do this on Ferrari, that gets him after he gets out of the car and brings over his earrings.
And put him in.
And we'll bring my hair tie, however his hair is done. Sometimes it's in braids. So it depends on what kind of hair accessory he needs, puts in his earrings, because that would be really uncomfortable in a helmet. But
I think it's a safety. I think we
it's a safety
looked into
issue.
this a safety issue as well, in case you catch on fire.
I guess that's true. You could stag
or get in an accident.
But it also just really is not comfortable.
I don't wear earrings, but I assume that wearing earrings in a helmet is not enjoyable.
No, it's really not. It's not worth it. So, so that'll be fun to watch him. He always has great looks. I think last year he wore a big cape and things. So it should be really cool to see. I'm sure you'll get LeBron there. Well, that may still basketball season, so maybe that's why he's an honorary co-chair.
Maybe it's an off day, or maybe he's just taking the day off.
All things are possible.
Because he can do it every once in LA. Perhaps his son will show up. But maybe they'll dress as like twins.
That's true. I did see that I think I just sent this to you, that they turned down a chance at the skills competition together. Is that right?
Do you actually have to be offered to turn it down? Or can you just say, I decline?
This is a good question that I don't know the answer to.
I would also like to turn down the skills challenge at this juncture. Thank you. With you. We have turned down the skills competition.
You have seen me play basketball. I would highly recommend turning down the skills competition with me.
Yes. We are standing in conjunction with the Jameses.
Yes. We are standing in solidarity with LeBron and Bronny.
Yes.
May 5th, when the gala is happening, is postseason play. So the regular season ends on April 3rd.
Maybe Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, it is Monday, Cinco de Mayo.
Bien.
Muy bien.
So I'm going to make a prediction here that probably not be true.
Okay, do it.
I think this will be the red carpet debut of Swift and Kelce based on off seasons and things like that.
I'm here for this.
And perhaps Travis is going to ride off into the sunset maybe after this season's over.
Well, we've seen Brittany and Patrick Mahomes at the Met Gala. They tend to be on a lot of red carpets.
They do.
They tend to be sort of everywhere. Lindsey Vonn, one of those other people who tends to be sort of everywhere on red carpets.
But she is back skiing now, so I don't know exactly what her schedule is, because she was retired for a few years. Now she's back on the grind. I think somebody else who's semi-retired, kind of in a way, Simone Biles. She will probably be at many of these events, probably Grammys, I would guess.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I like seeing her on the red carpet.
I like to see her next to, I don't mean this in a bad way, just like normal sized people.
Yeah.
And because she looks when you see her in the Olympics, she looks so big and everything. And then you see her next to just an average person, you realize how
tiny she really is.
Tiny and powerful she is for her size.
Well, I love it.
Insane.
I love it because she gets on the red carpet and she's fit, she's cut, she's got muscles, and she looks so different. And so for me, I love it that
to see her get dressed up.
To see her get dressed up, but also just see this woman who doesn't look like everybody else. Yeah. And everybody else needs to eat a sandwich. And here she comes in with these guns that she could kick your butt. And I love it, and I'm here for it. And I think it's incredible. And I think it's good for little girls to see that people look all different ways on the red carpet too.
Us gymnasts probably don't have that many, idols to look at that way. So that's very cool. And she has her husband, the NFL football player now, so he'll be an athlete on the red carpet.
So
we're going full circle here.
One, I love that she's she's been here or there, is Asia Wilson. She plays for the Las Vegas Aces, WNBA player. She's quite the fashionable. She's one of a couple of WNBA players who has their own shoe and so on and so forth, which I hope she would wear on a red carpet. But she's pretty incredible and fun to see. Kind of the opposite of Simone Biles, right? The height, but still just fit and in.
So the fashion.
Yep. Yeah, it's incredible.
And I think WNBA has embraced the red carpet, or I think they call it the orange carpet for the WNBA before every game. So every game is essentially a red carpet opportunity for these players in the WNBA.
Well, I think the WNBA really started that sort of arrival photo, if you will, of what the players wear coming into the game. The WNBA really started that. And then you see now NFL players, NBA players, you're seeing these sort of pregame tunnel arrival photos of them and what they're wearing and their chance to express themselves. A couple weeks ago, a Buffalo Bills football player arrived in like gym shorts and zinc stuff, the sunscreen. And it was
Matt
like,
Collins.
That was who it was, yes. And it was like
if you
0 degrees.
Haven't taxed.
What was the one you just told me about? There was a really good one. I can't remember.
Put ice in the dryer.
That was it.
It removes wrinkles.
He's basically the Martha Stewart of the NBA.
And he refuses to wear shoes. He doesn't use utensils and doesn't take elevators.
Does he explain the reasoning behind?
I think the shoes, he just wants to feel closer to Earth.
Okay.
Utensils, I don't think cavemen had utensils.
Okay.
And I don't think they took elevators either. So I believe that's somewhere along those lines.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Staying fit in the stairs.
Yeah, he's really embraced. He showed up as a scientist one weekend, a construction worker.
He's basically the village people.
He's kind of the village people without shoes.
Well, as I go to wrap us up, we're going to kind of run out of time to talk about the Oscars, but we have the Oscars in March. So maybe we just do a whole podcast about the Oscars because there are definitely athletes who have won Oscars. We're fixtures on the red carpet. We see Serena and Venus Williams at a lot of these. I want to close this out by asking, who is your favorite, most fashionable athlete in your mind? It doesn't have to be in everybody else's mind because I've seen your shirt. So you may not make the cut on Vogue, but on your list.
Wow, after talking about all this, I wasn't even prepared for this kind of question. I don't know if I want to go someone that like just shows up and like doesn't care and like just shows up in like a t-shirt and like shorts.
Yeah, it sounds like
every
something you
game.
would pick, yeah.
I'm going to go Matt Collins at this point. He's keeping it interesting. He's showing up to Buffalo Bills games in negative degree weather and beach clothing. So I think he's kind of, he's number one at this point.
I like it.
How about yourself?
It's a toss-up because we have like Livy Dunn. We have, we talked about Simone. I might go with, I could pick Serena. She always does some pretty phenomenal things and looks really great too. I do love Lindsey Vonn's clothes, but I kind of like, I'm going to stick with Serena and maybe Naomi Osaka. I know they both have deals with different brands. Serena has her own clothing line, but for me, it's the mom vibe, right? Like you've got to be, it's going to probably have something wiped all over it on the way out. But I just love that they just continue to rock the red carpet and secure these great deals with Levi and all these other deals. And it's cool to see what they do and how they've evolved on the red carpet and as an athlete. So that's my pick.
And mothers. As well.
Yep. Because tiny humans you may not get your workout in. You may not get your whatever you need. You're probably going to get some germs and get the stomach flu before you go out there. And that's just how it works. And you sort of have to flex and it can't be perfect. And so it's cool to see that they've continued to strive for fashion success.
Go moms.
Go moms. So tune in for the Grammys on February 2nd, the Met Gala May 5th, and I don't have the date for the Oscars. I believe it's March 2nd, if I remember correctly. So stay tuned for all that and award season. Thanks, Scott, for joining me, and thanks for dressing up.
Thank you for talking fashion. Finally.